From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. On second down, here's Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jordan Evans in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year. There's Jackson on third and long. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Here we go on fourth down with Jackson. He is going to find Hill here. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down to the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Watch it now, Barney, 21 yards. Mixon with a first down carry. Shrugs the taper.
Nice.
11 more on that one and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a first and 10 at the 18. Leopard! And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, Jackson. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They'll give it to Mixon. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Dante Moncrief now here on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Five on the 50.
First carry for their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Crash. Run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Easy.
Second down, Winston. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Five-o.
On the ground. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because they need to into a shootout. That means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
Hey, sub.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Winston. It's complete. Henry. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
5-0.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
We got three. Three down. Three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Flare, alert, flare, flare, flare.
Hand off to Mixon. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was...
Hey, 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 hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Tight ends left. Tight ends left.
Leopard! Leopard!
Hey, check, check.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Watch
Hot! Hot!
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Tight right, tight right.
Pitch goes to Mixon, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Now Jackson on 2nd down. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Kill, kill.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And on the ground they go with running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Hey, sub. Let's go. Green, triple C.
Jameis to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. This complete to Lockett. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Run. Woo! Okay, Betty, I see you.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
On second down, here's Mixon. Oh, fighting off the defender.
Watch 35. Watch 35.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Here's a give to Mixon. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. It's caught. Lockett. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight end right.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Motion. Motion.
Gun.
Man, move. You gotta get that.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. Now they're looking at third down here.
Hey. We got 3.
Gun.
Take it.
Gun.
From the gun, Jackson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Blitz.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? What did you say?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Even.
5-0.
Now they try the right side here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness. Did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It was Anthony Averett who got him down.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy. I see you.
Now Winston. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 39. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because
Detroit!
here we are in
Detroit!
December,
Giving.
right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Gets this one to Hill. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This quarterback now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. They shakes him off. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That goes for a gain of 31. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And before the 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They come out here in the eye. They give it 2 going left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They come up with an offset eye. Here's Mixon. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Tucker's kick right due to time constraints. We move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. Now Moncrief to return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Let's go now.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Even.
Now they try the right side here. Whoosh. And still fighting. It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Woo, baby! Get him, boy!
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now a handoff looking right. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
This is a question of who wants it more. Easy to get stuck behind all the big bodies, but you've got to find a space and fight forward for the first down.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Yeah, baby. Strong right.
They'll try to throw now. Winston to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. 3rd and short yardage. Winston. And he's got his target. That's more. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over. That's what the dispute. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Watch twist. Easy. Hey.
Under 10.
Come on. Sunday.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Watch him.
5-0.
Stay on the slot.
Working out of the gun. Winston.
Be ready.
And Green with a catch left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. Now Aldrich Rosas for the field goal attempt. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Boy, you sure don't see that too often.
I guess you can't really call anything a gimme, but you figure with his track record, that's a sure thing. But it turns out it's not the case.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Detroit!
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Mixon. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third. Attack here, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 30 inches. Now they run with Mixon. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now Jackson.
They're coming.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Jackson.
Got three down.
He lets it fly for Lockett.
Watch 35.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 39 that time. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
4 down, check, 4 down.
This is Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
5 down, stand up in. Kill. Over. Roy. Motion. Mike's 50.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be in.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
Well, the element of surprise was there. All right, there's no doubt about it. For us, maybe. But not for the guys on defense. An incomplete pass on the fake field goal attempt.
I guess, though, if you're trying to pick up the first in that spot, why not let your QB throw the ball?
Thinking that might be a little
Instead of your kicker, yeah. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Winston. And Winston lost the football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Sonic!
From the gun, Winston. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Sonic!
3rd and long for Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Gun!
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Gun!
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just
Gun!
Hey, it's me and you.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he fins it off. Buying time to his left. It's Hill, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
3 down.
Motion! Gun!
Mike 20.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now the Bengal offensive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Take it out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Jameis now on 1st down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Ravens, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5 for the playoffs ahead.